you have never felt a real emotion in your life. Every emotion you think that is real is really, it's just a demonic influence sent to pull you off of your path. And today, I'm going to show you how Asmodeus, one demon, has been leading your life without you even knowing it. Welcome back to the YouTube, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about emotions. And it's going to be something that we all get to experience. Or do we? Anyway, we need to understand first, what is an emotion? I mean, we can detect them, right? So you say, what is an emotion? You say you're happy, you're sad, you're angry, you're satisfied, you're anxious, you're depressed, you're all these other things. What is an emotion? Well, first and foremost, I can tell you that an emotion is the product of human interaction. It's human contact. It's the product of when you come in contact with someone else. It could be online. It could be over the phone. It could be in a text message. It could be, in person. It could be two or more people. It could be just you and your mom. So how do I know that? It's because the definition of the word emotion actually means social agitation. Social agitation. So you can be social. Can you really be social with a tree? Well, why not? It's because they're not human. I understand it can get a little tricky because we have dogs and cats and birds, and we think we can be social with them. Humans need humans. Humans don't need dogs. I mean, God never said it's good for dogs and humans to be together. No, we enjoy dogs. Sometimes we don't enjoy humans. I get it, okay? I understand. But emotions, the only way for you to be social is with other humans. That's just logic. Okay? Just hear me out. Don't get defensive. I know some of y'all are trying to punch me in the face right now. So the definition of emotion is social agitation. Social agitation. Or a social stirring. So it's the thing that, or it's this ball of energy that it forces expression. It forces things to come out of you. And that's why it hurts to not express your emotion, because it's stirring up, it's agitated. Kind of like, when you shake a soda can or a soda bottle and the top is screwed on nice and tight. It's building up on the inside. That's kind of what happens when anybody experiences any type of emotion. Now, emotion can be detected, but they are not real. I know that sounds like cognitive dissonance. It sounds like an oxymoron. It sounds like Kyle doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. But just stick here, stick around. Trust me, this will be transformative. Emotions are not real because they have no physical substance. They never will. They can never have any physical substance. They don't have, science has never discovered a single cell organism that makes up happiness or sadness. We've never discovered a single cell organism that we can definitively say, this is what depression is made of. No, we can't, because it's not real. So then how can we detect emotions if they're not real? I always say, you see all these lights here, all the lights around me right now. If I turn them off, if I turn off the lights, you'll still be able to detect things with your eyeballs. You can detect the dark. Darkness is still, you can still detect darkness, even though darkness is also not real. Darkness is not real. It's just the absence of light. I think everybody knows that. So why can we detect emotions if it's not real? Emotions, then, with the same logic as light and dark, it must be the same logic. Emotions are the absence of something. Now, what are emotions the absence of? Emotions are the absence of God. Emotions are when your brain and your mind have both agreed this part of your life, this part of existence, God is not here. So you're trying to quickly fill in the gap with something. So it's happy. I'm just so happy, Kyle. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm anxious because you don't think God is here. So, and I'm not saying that, I'm not the emotion police or the fun police. I'm just telling you what it is. Like, it is. This is it. Okay? And you're not going to get this teaching anywhere else. You're not ever going to get this teaching anywhere else. So, have you ever been washing dishes? I act like I'm cooking. Have you ever been washing dishes, scrubbing, scrub-a-dub-dub, and all of a sudden you get angry. You want to start cussing out your ex-wife or your ex-husband or your boss at work. You want to give him a piece of your mind. How dare you ask me to come in early for free, right? You ever wonder why you get those urges to do things? Like you get an urge to, curse somebody out. You get an urge to drive ahead and cut somebody off on the road, or you get this urge to just scream, or you get an urge to drink alcohol. You get an urge to do this and do that. Okay. Every urge is tied to a single emotion. Every urge in your life, every urge that you have is tied to a single emotion. I promise you. And the framework that I teach this to my students is observe the urge and it must flee. Observe the urge and it must flee. So like when you are sad, sadness doesn't feel good to your body. It doesn't feel good. Sadness is an emotion. Okay? It doesn't feel good and you're trying to run from it as fast as you can. Oh, I don't want to be sad anymore, right? I need to somehow be happy. As if happiness is actually good for you. Happiness is not good, and I'm going to get to that. So when you observe the urge, meaning you in your imagination, in your mind, you look at this urge, whether it's the urge to hit somebody, it's the urge to drink alcohol, to smoke weed, to have promiscuous sex, or whatever this urge is. If you look at it in your mind, the urge dissipates. Why? Because sight occurs in your mind. You see with your mind, not your eyeballs. You do not see with your eyeballs. You see with your mind. And the Bible says the eyes are the lamp of the body. Ooh, this is good. So this means when you look at the urge, or if you look at the darkness, or if you look at that emotion that does not exist, it's like you're shining light on the darkness, searching for the darkness. It can't be. Shine a light in a dark room and try to discover darkness. You can't. If you shine your sight on the urge, the emotion, the thing that's tugging you, there's no way that you can be urged anymore. It goes away. It does. I promise you. It does. It always does. Now, it might not solve your problem in real life. Like you might be going through a divorce, or your child's acting up, or your car broke down, or the law or whatever. This might not solve your actual problem, but it will clear your mind so that you finally can make a decision that's appropriate and sound for your path. Earlier, I said happiness is not good. All emotions are demonic, even though some emotions feel good. Feeling is not the thing that you need to act as your compass, as your direction in life. You're not supposed to be led by feeling, nor are you supposed to be led by emotions. Why would you be led by something that doesn't have a brain? Why would you be led by something that doesn't even exist? It's like you are being led by Dr. Seuss. You're being led by the Cat in the Hat. You're being led by Curious George. There are only characters in a book that don't even exist. Okay? So, all urges that you have are fueled by a single emotion. Now, happiness, I said happiness, okay? Happiness is also evil. Most demonic activity actually feels very good, okay? It feels good. Most evil ways feel good. I'm not saying that they are good. All evil is bad, but to your physical body, okay, having sex, most people thoroughly enjoy having sex. Now, setting aside the people who have had sexual, abuse and stuff like that, that's different. They're in a different category. But if you consent to the person, you enjoy sex, okay? Now, if you have sex with 15 people in a day, 15 people that you've had sex with, it might actually feel very good, but it's not good for you. I think everybody knows that, okay? Arguing with somebody, proving your point, making sure that you're heard, you're seen, that's evil. That feels good to your body, to your flesh. It feels very good. Gossiping about somebody. Oh, did you see Kyle? Oh man, he has that white shirt on, y'all. Oh my God, why can't he just get something else on? I will see him in a white t-shirt. Well, I'm at home. Okay, I don't need to dress up. Not all the time. I guess I will on the next one, maybe. Anyway, so gossip, right? When you're spreading hate with somebody else about somebody else, it feels good. It feels good when you're gossiping. It's evil. Okay? When you're in the midst of having fun, that too is evil. Okay? Fun is evil. Why? Because the word fun, it means foolish. There's no purpose. You're just a bunch of clowns doing clownish shit. Like there's nothing here for you. But you're here thinking that your purpose is to just spin in circles, not be productive, not serve people, not glorify God. That's foolish. The word fun means fool. Okay? The list can go on. Okay? Just because something feels good does not mean it's good. Most things that are holy actually don't feel good to your body. Fasting gets you so close to God. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to your body. What else? Patience. Patience is a virtue. Both of those things are actually from God. Modesty. Modesty actually doesn't feel good to your body because you want to be seen. Being humble, being low. It doesn't feel good to your body. You don't want to be humble. You want to be correct. All right. So, discernment, prudence, and discretion are required here. So, emotions fuel what we call an urge. This is where demons come in. And this is where specifically Asmodeus comes in. Okay. But there's more demons than just Asmodeus. Asmodeus is the demon, the prince of hell that rules over the deadly sin of lust. And lust, of course, we all assume that it's about sex, but it's not. Sex itself is actually holy. It's how God brought everything into existence. This is how nothing became everything. Two things come together to create one. That's sex. And dogs have sex differently than how humans have sex. Trees have sex. Flowers pollinate. That's in my opinion, that's sex. And more trees are born. Sprout up. Then you have like single cell organisms and clouds and chemicals. All this stuff, it requires at least two things to come together to then create something else. So sex itself is not evil. It's actually holy. So Asmodeus is the demon that rules lust. The word lust, the sin that he rules, the organization that Asmodeus manages, let's just put it this way, the boss for this organization called lust, okay, is ruled by Asmodeus. Okay, Asmodeus is the boss of lust. And lust is the organization, kind of like Tesla or Apple or, Reebok or Nike, okay? Lust has a definition. So the organization of lust has a definition. It defines pretty much how it runs, how it operates. And lust, the word lust, it means any source of pleasure or delight. So Asmodeus and his organization has one purpose: to distract you with any source of pleasure or delight. Asmodeus is the demon of distraction. That's his whole thing. And he distracts you with anything that you find pleasing or delightful. So if you've confessed with your words verbally, oh, I just love this type of woman, Asmodeus now knows how to distract you. If you're on purpose, if you're in your purpose, if you're running your business, if you're married, you're doing your thing correctly in your marriage. Don't be shocked when Asmodeus sends you an image in your mind. It tries to turn you wicked. Okay? Asmodeus is the demon that uses emotions through images in order to get you off of track, in order for you to accept that image as real. And then once you accept that image as real, the emotion comes up. And then once the emotion comes up, now you have the urge. Emotions fuel the urge. And I mean this wholeheartedly, okay? But my framework, remember, observe the urge and it shall flee. Try to find the darkness with your flashlight, and the darkness cannot be. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I actually enjoy that. So, emotions are not real. Emotions are only a product of human contact, whether it be real life, man, woman. It can be an African-American man. It could be an African-American woman, a Caucasian man, a Caucasian woman. It doesn't matter who they are. Okay. But it has to be human. Human. Now, I am doing a webinar, a live masterclass on mastering your lust. December 7th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. The link is below. You should attend. If you've ever been distracted in life, Asmodeus is possessing you. If you've ever been struggling with pornography, Asmodeus is possessing you. Even though it's pornography is not ruled by lust, it's ruled by a different demon. But the image of the environment where you look at pornography, Asmodeus first presented that to you. So Asmodeus is the demon of distraction. He is the demon that presents. You need to learn how to stop the presentation. I teach you how to stop that. I teach you. The first time in human history, lust has ever been solved. But if you don't want to show up because you have a business with like 50 employees, you should know that you don't have to show your face. You don't have to speak a word. You don't have to even use your real name. You just need the revelation. So register below, join, and I'll see you then. If you cannot make it, that's fine. There will be a replay available, but only if you register beforehand. If you register after, you won't have access to the replay. Sorry. First time in human history that lust has ever been solved. Jesus said, flee. That's not a solution. That's only a protective measure. I'm not saying Jesus is wrong, but he did not say this is the solution for lust. It's only a protective measure. If somebody's beating you up like a bully, what do? You run. Get out of there. Okay? Unless you know how to fight, then you fight back and knock him out. Okay? But most people don't know how to fight, so run. Okay? That is not the solution. I have the full solution. The strategic solution. Next, okay, outside of that call to action. So emotions often get confused with intuition. Okay, emotions get confused with intuition. Now, I'm not gonna go into what intuition is in depth right now because I kind of talk about it a lot. I love talking, I don't like talking. I like communicating. Big difference. But intuition is information from the spirit world. And this type of information from the spirit world is called inspiration. So inspiration comes through like this tunnel. Let's say this invisible tunnel called intuition. This is why, you can get inspired from God. You can also get inspired from the devil. Demonic intuition or demonic inspiration is called temptation. Godly inspiration, I have the hiccups. Godly inspiration is called hope. Okay? So you need to know the difference in how to detect emotion and intuition, because your body, your physical body, sometimes experiences these things in the same manner. So, for example, happy and joy. How do you tell the difference? Because your physical body experiences the two the exact same way. Dang, excuse me, guys. Number one, happiness means luck, lucky. And I despise hiccups. And remember, emotions are a product of human contact. So to identify if this is an emotion, the first thing you need to do is just identify, is this coming based off of me being social with other people? If the answer is yes, then that means, well, it's probably an emotion. If you're just cooking, excuse me, I have no clue why the hiccups just came. If you are cooking and you literally are not thinking about any other human, and you just start smiling and everything just feels so wonderful in your life. You're like, there's nothing that can go wrong with me right now. I feel protected. That's joy. Joy is God's protection. The word joy, it means the source of happiness. Excuse me about my hiccups, guys. I did not expect this. But intuition and emotion often get confused, and one way to discern between the two is if it came from a human interaction. Okay, so that's my spiel for today on emotions. Register for the masterclass. Okay, register for the masterclass below. If you can't make it, you can have access to the replay. If you just want to have access to the replay, and you know you don't even want to sit and listen live, that's fine. But you will not have access to the replay if you do not register beforehand. Okay, now what do you think about this? Do you think, or did you know emotions are all demonic? Did you know that emotions are not even real? If you didn't know, now you know.